ABC 10 News at 7 starts now.
Alfredo, San Diego police, come outside!
I got it.
We are seeing what happened moments before San Diego police shot and killed a man who charged at them while carrying a metal rod. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. That scene unfolded 9 days ago in Mountain View. As ABC 10 News reporter Anthony PURA explains, police say the man was in mental distress.
Police say the man was acting erratic. They say he was a guest at a home. Then the family at the home called 911 and several neighbors did as well, saying that the man was yelling and smashing windows. When police arrived and tried to approach him, they say he came at them with a metal rod. One officer fired a taser, another fired a beanbag round, and a third officer fired his gun.
Alfredo, San Diego police, come outside!
San Diego police released this body camera video from an officer-involved shooting from the early morning of October 19th. SDPD released 3 different body camera videos, but this shows the most from the incident. You can see officers approaching a home on the 300 block of South Party Street. They see a man outside a home. He appears to have something in his hand as you hear officers tell him to drop it. The man then appears to run at them, and within seconds there are sounds of weapons firing and the man falls to the ground. We are freezing the moment before the man is shot and killed. He's been identified as 39-year-old Jose Alfredo Castro Gutierrez. One officer fired a taser. He's wearing the body camera you're watching. Another officer fired a beanbag round, and a third officer fired a gun. There are also home security cameras that show the incident. You can see in this one, from a different angle, Castro Gutierrez run at officers before he is shot and falls to the ground. We are again freezing it at the moment before he is shot. Police also released this freeze frame of the body camera video that they say shows Castro Gutierrez with the iron rod in his hand. They also released an image of the rod they recovered on scene. Castro Gutierrez's family told the Union Tribune that they have hired an attorney. The San Diego Police Department says the incident will be reviewed by the District Attorney's Office, Internal Affairs, and the Community Review Board. Anthony PURA, ABC 10 News.
Applications are now being accepted for the newly created Police Oversight Committee in La Mesa. The La Mesa Police Department has been in turmoil because of multiple incidents this year. That includes a physical confrontation with an officer that was caught on video and a woman shot in the head with a beanbag round during protests. The new committee will review certain cases involving force as well as complaints made by citizens. And we have the application information on 10news.com in the Resource Center.
Turning now to coronavirus, Mission Vista High School is temporarily closing just days after it brought back students. The decision comes after a rise in COVID cases at the school forced more than 100 students to quarantine. Under a plan approved last night by Vista Unified, if one school has 2 positive cases in a certain amount of time, the whole school must shift to virtual learning for 14 days. Meantime, a teacher at a middle school in Vista is taking us inside her classroom to show us her concerns about the lack of social distancing. ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen explains why teachers fear the situation is about to get worse.
This is my classroom. It is going to be filled with 34 students.
Welcome to Laura Whitehouse's classroom at Rancho Minerva Middle School. The history teacher has been at the school for 7 years, and for the first time, she is anxious about going to school.
It is frightening. It is frightening.
She says her fears stem from the lack of social distancing. 2 kids sit at each table.
The distance between each table is probably 2 feet. So they're just on top of each other.
Whitehouse says the kids are supposed to wear masks, but she sometimes has to remind them to put them back on and to maintain social distance.
They want to clump together. They want to go to each other's desks.
After a week of in-person learning,
Here's my plexiglass.
Whitehouse on Tuesday received plexiglass for her desk and a HEPA air purifier, but she worries it's not close to being enough. She says there is no cleaning between classes as new students rotate in.
The germs that are accumulating is crazy.
Amid her concerns, at least 4 positive COVID cases in Vista Unified School District, sparking new rules about what will trigger a school to revert to distance learning. Whitehouse, who has asthma, says the new rules don't address what's putting her and her students most at risk.
Very frightened for them.
She's hoping for more cleaning and more hybrid learning to reduce the amount of kids in the classroom.
The fear is that it's going to just continue. It's only going to get worse.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
The teachers union tells us they're preparing a complaint to OSHA on the classroom conditions. We reached out to the district superintendent's office for a response. We are waiting to hear back.
And here are the latest numbers. The county reported 330 new cases today. That brings our total to 55,500. There were also 4 new deaths, bringing that total to 881. And county leaders say that San Diego has no margin for error as we try to avoid more coronavirus restrictions. They say the solution is simple but hard, a commitment by everyone to wear masks and socially distance to stop the spread.
Our fight against this pandemic has gone on for a long time, but we've got to keep it up, and we still have a long way to go. This week, across the nation, we've seen a resurgence of coronavirus in many states, to the point that some were running out of hospital beds. We don't want that to happen here in San Diego.
County health leaders signaled out San Diegans gathering for parties and businesses, ignoring safety guidelines as reasons we have not been able to move into a less restrictive tier.
A major power outage at a Tijuana hospital is being blamed for the deaths of 5 patients on ventilators. That's according to a Mexican newspaper. But as ABC 10 News investigative reporter Jennifer Kastner explains, officials are denying the claims.
Today, reporters in Tijuana are working on reaching out to the family members of the patients who died to see if they wish to offer any public comments. ABC 10 News spoke to media partner Televisa's anchor ESTEPHANIA BAEZ Wednesday after a Tijuana paper reported that a power outage that happened over the course of last weekend resulted in the deaths of 5 coronavirus patients who were hooked up to ventilators inside the city's general hospital.
What they got was interviews from doctors, but they remain without their name.
Televisa said state authorities and the hospital admitted there were 5 deaths, but denied that they were caused by the outage and claimed that a backup generator kicked in, but only at low voltage. Televisa is reporting that copper wire thieves are suspected of causing the loss of power.
The thieves stole the copper wires from homes, so they decided to do it to the general hospital, and I can't even think why they did this, knowing that patients are connected to ventilators.
Tijuana's General Hospital has been hit hard since the start of the pandemic. There have been reports of a lack of beds and equipment. More recently, BAEZ said, there have been problems related to accessing cancer care.
So they even had lots of families that have children with cancer protesting outside the hospital because they couldn't even get their treatment done.
ABC 10 News reached out to the hospital for comment. A spokesperson sent back a statement reading in part that the hospital categorically denies that the outage resulted in the death of any of its patients. Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.
And ABC 10 News reached out to the Joint Commission, which oversees safety standards for hospitals in the U.S. We have a full statement from them about their power outage protocols in this story on 10news.com. You can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
Calmer weather is helping firefighters make progress battling the Blue Ridge fire in Orange County. That fire is now 16% contained. It's burned 14,000 acres, destroyed 1 home, and damaged 7 others. Thousands of homes in Chino Hills and Yorba Linda are still under evacuation orders. The cause is under investigation. In the meantime, the Silverado fire is now 25% contained, and all evacuations in Irvine were canceled this afternoon. That fire has burned more than 13,000 acres. Equipment from SoCal Edison is being investigated as a possible cause of that fire. No structures have been damaged, but 2 firefighters were badly burned fighting the flames.
Just in, federal agencies say that cyber criminals are unleashing a major ransomware assault against the U.S. healthcare system. Independent security experts say it's already hobbled at least 4 U.S. hospitals just this month and could potentially impact hundreds more. The attacks do not appear to have any connection to the U.S. presidential election. We'll let you know as more details come in.